40 content creation ideas for 3D artists. Now, the four major types of content creation are educational, inspirational, informative, and entertaining. So these will all be fitting into one or more of those categories, and they can definitely overlap. Number one, art. Now, admittedly, this is kind of like when you're watching a video on specializations or niches, and the first category is generalist. It's sort of the non-idea, so to speak. It's just simply the idea of just posting your art instead of content. Number two, art time-lapse, no commentary. This is usually a screen recording or an over-the-shoulder camera recording of a full art process that is sped up significantly in the editing, with typically music playing in the background. Number three, art time-lapse with commentary. I believe this is different enough from the last one that it warrants its own category. Instead of playing music in the background, you would do a full-blown voiceover to the same type of a time-lapse sped up in post, just giving a bird's eye view, explaining like educational overview and tips of what you did as it pops up on the screen. Number four, real-time art creation. This is one of the most common forms of educational content on YouTube, and it simply means you literally go through the entire process of creating something in real time instead of recording your screen and speeding it up in post, and you give the viewer the ability to follow along with you step by step. Number five, teach art. This is as opposed to other things like the software or a specific workflow, technical things. You can simply teach the art fundamentals. It is possibly one of the biggest mistakes that 3D artists make, is that we don't focus enough on their art fundamentals, such as anatomy, form, shape, line, color theory, value, perspective, space, composition, lighting, and structure, and so on and so forth. Number six, teach software. This is probably the most common thing you'll find on 3D YouTube and so on and so forth. Just how to teach Blender, how to use Maya, how to texture and Substance Painter, how to animate in C4D, and all this. It's going to be as broad or as narrow as you want. It can be about the software itself, add-on scripts, plugins, updates, etc. Number seven, teach a workflow. I think this is worth its own category. Keep in mind, you can teach not just art fundamentals, not just a piece of software, but even just a software agnostic workflow. Like, for example, you can teach the game art high poly to low poly normal map baking workflow. You can teach a remesher workflow. You can teach how to model with subdivision smoothing. You can teach how to model with n-gons and data transfers, and so on and so forth. Number eight, educational art analysis. This one's a little bit broad, but I think what I mean specifically is just you can take a look at some piece of art and you can just do an analysis of it. You can just do think of it as like a master study, like you're going to take some of your favorite pieces of art and just say, what makes this great? Let's take a look at it today. Number nine is reaction. This can be short form content or long form content. Very popular on YouTube. Some people can call this edutainment sometimes, where people will do a reaction video or reaction channel where they will simply watch or hear something and then they will do some sort of analysis that way, and they will try to make it humorous and a little bit more fun and clickable while trying to give you some tips and tricks along the way. Number 10, before and after. This is especially good on short form content like Instagram or YouTube Shorts. It can be anything compared before and after, like say, this was my art 5 years ago versus me now, or even just documenting a particular fix on a specific piece of work that you did, just to say, I fixed this and I made it better. Or maybe even it was just where you were at yesterday and now here's where I am at today. Number 11, portfolio review. Now, you'd probably need to have some sort of an established audience in order to do this and have people submitting their portfolio to you for you to review it. But this can be extremely valuable to the viewers, because not only the student who's asking you to review it, but other people can just watch it as well, and they can learn a lot from whatever you have to say. Number 12, response video. Now, this has less to do with the substance of the content itself or the presentation, but more specifically how you get your ideas. It can be just a matter of jumping on a hot topic conversation that's going on online and just mentioning where you heard it first, and just say, hey, I heard this. There's a lot of talk in the community about this, that, and the other thing, and I want to do my own video to give you my own thoughts on it. And you can just simply mention wherever you got it from, give credit where credit's due, and just give your own feedback. Number 13, convert videos to shorts or reels. They just put this on here just to say that when you make a full-blown YouTube video, you should be able to convert that to anywhere from 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 or so YouTube shorts or Instagram reels. You can just simply take what you have in your editor and just simply convert it into maybe a 60-second video or something like that. And with just a little bit of editing, one YouTube video can end up being several short form content. Number 14, comparison. This can be a comparison of any type. Say, for example, it's very common online on YouTube to just do, Blender versus Maya versus 3ds Max. Which one is best? And Substance Painter versus Mari, and it can be anything from a workflow like modeling with quads and subdivision versus modeling with n-gons and data transfers versus a remesher workflow. It just seems like when you compare something to something else, it can sometimes be more engaging from the viewer other than just simply talking about something in isolation. Number 15, philosophy or opinion. This is more about the actual substance of the content itself versus the method of presentation or how you got your idea. And it's a very broad idea. Just you have the open floor to just simply tell the people what is on your mind. What do you believe in? Talk about something that is maybe very underrated. What do you believe is good? What do you believe is bad? Helpful, unhelpful, etc. Number 16, technical discussion. This is where you simply get super nerdy and get into the weeds of the technical stuff. You can talk about how something was made, maybe something about the algorithms behind it, maybe specifics about an upcoming update to the software, how things work, how they used to work, and how they're going to go differently, and how you might have to change your workflow because of some extremely specific details. Number 17 is history. This can be art history, software history, history of a workflow, history of a studio or agency, anything like that. Number 18, trending topic. Now, this is not to be confused with art trends or content trends, but rather simply what is everybody talking about right now. Like, for example, a few years ago, it was NFTs, and right now it's AI. Number 19, motivation, also known as inspiration. Several of these ideas can be filed under an inspirational content, but this is like specifically you're just going full-blown motivational speeches, assurances of you can do it, maybe just addressing people who are going through burnout and so on and so forth. Number 20, timely information. Now, this is very specifically informative content. Examples of that would be like there's a new Humble Bundle on sale right now, or temporary sale prices being announced, just letting people know about it. This can be videos on software updates, like say, for example, a new update to Blender just came out, what new features just happened, products being released, maybe even companies being bought out, and maybe you have a limited time to download something for free before it goes away, something like that. Number 21 is Q&A. This is especially a thing on Instagram where people will do Ask Me Anything sessions, which is very common. You can just give people an opportunity to ask you a question and then you can just post your answers. And this can be good to just get engagement with your followers and get them interested in you. And hopefully if it goes well, you can come across as very approachable. Number 22, popular demand. This is basically just the idea of letting the people decide what your next idea is going to be rather than thinking of it yourself. Maybe you have people in your comments asking you to specifically do a particular type of video. Like maybe you did a video on how to model a car in Maya, and then people are like, hey, can you do the same thing in Blender? And you'd be like, sure, why not? Number 23, a process breakdown. Now remember back to number 1 where we talked about just simply posting your art and nothing else? Well, this is a little bit more of a content-friendly version of that. Like say, for example, if this was like an Instagram post, you can post not only your final renders, but you can post your wireframes, you can post your textures, you can post your references, and just kind of tell the story of how things came about, or maybe even some renders that didn't make the final cut. It can be a little bit more interesting to show the whole process. Number 24, good idea, bad idea. I've seen this also worded as mistakes and lessons. Sometimes it's just a little bit more interesting and engaging in content to not just talk about what to do, but also tie it into what not to do, maybe an alternative, like maybe you shouldn't do it this way, but do it this way instead. Sometimes you'll see thumbnails have like a red X over one picture and a green check mark by another one. Number 25 is quick tips. This is one of my favorites. It's especially good in short form content. Like you might find YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, like a quick 60-second video on how to model something, or just a quick little tip. And you can also maybe do a YouTube video, a full form video of, maybe just a compilation of how to model certain types of things, how to texture certain types of things, different types of lighting scenarios, and so forth. Number 26, behind the scenes. Now, this is admittedly far less common in the 3D art space than it is, like, say, in the music world. All bands have to do is just have somebody with a phone follow them around backstage, going in and out of a bus, or being in a studio, and you've got great content just by having somebody give you a camera and just follow you around. But in the 3D art space, you can do something like just do a camera over your shoulder, maybe actually showing you work with actually seeing your monitor and your whole workspace in front of you. I think the idea is it's just a little bit interesting just to get away from screen captures every now and then. Number 27, resources and tools. This is like recommending other YouTube channels and their videos, maybe recommending other Instagram accounts. This can be just letting people know about a ZBrush pack or a Photoshop brush pack that's out there, textures and model packs that you personally recommend. So this can definitely be good for, like, say, short form content, like a Instagram reel with 5 recommendations, something like that. Number 28 is challenges. Now, admittedly, this is again another one of those things where you would probably need to have an established audience to actually have people who would want to engage in challenges with you, but it is a very good thing to have contests where people can interact and engage, maybe learn a few things along the way and get some community building going. Number 29 is lists, and this is another one that's more about the presentation rather than the content itself. So if you're struggling with ideas and you don't know what to do, anything mentioned in this video can really be turned into the form of some sort of a list. Like there's a top 10 list or a tier list. Lists just have a tendency to work in content creation, both in long form and short form content. They just tend to grip the viewer and help them to stay focused throughout the presentation, as opposed to just simply saying what you're saying. Number 30 is tell your story. Now, this is something you probably wouldn't want to do in every video. You don't want it to be about you talking about yourself, but it can add value to your content to share your own experiences so that the viewer can relate. For example, if people are looking up to you, you can tell them about your experiences dealing with failure, with imposter syndrome, with burnout, so that all the people following you who are experiencing those things themselves can relate and realize that they're not alone. Number 31, story behind the art. So rather than telling your story or simply showing your art, this is the story behind the art. So you're going deep into a piece, like say, for example, if there was something interesting in the story, maybe this is your favorite character growing up, like something inspired you to make this, you can just talk about the creation process and just show it to people and post. Maybe there are failures along the way, things that you learned that you can share, or heck, maybe you would see even community reaction. Maybe it got you featured, it got you a job, got you an interview. Number 32 is sneak peek or in progress. I think this is probably a little bit more for short form content than for long, but maybe it can be used for both. So like maybe you have an update on a big project you have been working on, or even you're just simply teasing something that you're going to be releasing soon. Just keep in mind, you don't have to only show completed work all the time. Number 33 is career advice. Pretty self-explanatory here. This can be anything from how to get a job, money discussions, industry changes, etc. Number 34 is a podcast. Now, again, this is about the presentation more than it is about the content itself. A podcast format has a tendency to help you to just get very niche and very esoteric. You can just go way off topic, way on the rails in longer form content and just talk about things that you might not normally have time to in a more razor sharp focused video. Number 35 is comedy. Definitely not the most common thing in the 3D art space because people tend to want to get work and want to use their content to build their authority as to how good they are at their work. But keep in mind also that there is such a thing as edutainment. You could always just add comedy and add entertainment value to your presentations of things. Number 36, do something new. This is different than what we usually do when we're usually doing something that we've done thousands of times before and try to demonstrate our authority on it. But instead, you can actually make yourself very vulnerable and honest and be like, I'm going to try this for the first time and I'm going to record my screen and I'm going to let you watch me fail. Number 37 is trends. Now, this is different from topic trends. This is more about trending post ideas, especially in short form content. Probably not one of the most popular types, but it is an option to you. It can be a very specific type of video trend or simply something you're observing that a lot of other people are doing and copying that idea, because if it's trending, it is likely working on that platform at the time. Number 38 is important updates. Maybe there's something that's valuable for the viewer to know about changes in your life, your career. Maybe you're getting a new job. Maybe there's just a big new content pillar that's coming out on your YouTube channel and you're just wanting to make some excitement for it. Number 39 is create with limitations. This is really more for entertainment value than anything else. Like if you don't know, on YouTube, there's this band called 1st of October where these two popular YouTubers basically go into a studio or whatever and they basically in 12 hours, they write and record an entire album. And obviously it's not going to be the best album ever. It's just an entertaining video because it's fun, it's chaotic, and it just makes you wonder like what's going to happen next. It's just fun to see the process play out. So with 3D Artist, we can do things like try to model something in 5 hours and not 1 hour and maybe in 15 minutes and see, like, compare the 3 different versions of it. You can try to sculpt something with only one brush and see what happens. Anything like that, try a limitation to just try to make the video more interesting, more entertaining or watchable. And number 40 is go live. A live stream could be announced ahead of time and to create anticipation, and it can even be uploaded later on to your YouTube channel as regular evergreen content. Your followers can have a unique opportunity in the live stream to maybe just hang out with you and ask you questions directly. Hey everybody, Scott here. Real quick, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you found it helpful at all, please consider sharing it with an online community of some sort so that other people can benefit from it as well. That would absolutely help out a small channel like mine. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and take care.